So, hello guys, welcome or welcome back to the KP show. This is the second episode of the Champions Trophy edition, and big smiles on our faces. India and Pakistan is done and dusted. India have thrashed Pakistan as expected, and India have done so by paying tribute to the great man MS Dhoni. Seventh win for India in Dubai in eight one-day internationals in that place, and with just one
Thala
time.
for a reason.
Allah for a reason. And Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Shreyas Iyer, all of them were phenomenal today. And Hardik Pandya,
Shubman
he
Gill
changed
as
the
well.
game. So Shubman Gill as well. I mean, we've had a lot of heroes. And what made me happy so much is that this was a complete team effort. It was not just one batter or one bowler, changing the game or something like that. We saw effort from everybody. Yeah. So we'll get into the nitty-gritties of the game. Let's start with the toss. Again, toss is something which is not going right for us. We haven't won a single toss ever since the 2023 final, November 19,
12th
2023.
consecutive toss loss.
That fated night. Yeah. After that, we've been losing tosses in every single ODI game. But yeah, thankfully it turned out good for us. I mean, we anyhow would have bowled first, I believe, and that was a good good thing that happened to us. Let's talk about India's power play. So I want to start off by making a few points. I think India bowled very poorly. I think this was one of the, I would say, in recent times, one of the poorest power play performances by India. In terms of, not in terms of results, but in terms of balls bowled. There was a lot of poor stuff. There were a lot of wides and everything. But
8
having
wides in
said
the
that,
power play itself.
Having said that, Pakistan batted even poorly. They could not even capitalize on this kind of horrific bowling from India. What did you think about that phase?
I mean, I was not very much surprised with the approach of Pakistan because they have been the same since the evolution of cricket, I think. I don't see. Only time when I saw Pakistan playing some attacking cricket in the power play was back in the mid 2000s when Shahid Afridi opened for some time. And Shahid Afridi was there in some matches. Whenever he fired, they batted very quickly. Pakistan had a very high run rate. But apart from that, I don't think in any phase or any era I have seen Pakistan bat very fast. Saeed Anwar, even if you take Saeed Anwar, was also he was an accumulator, or even whenever he would play aggressive cricket, his best strike rate was in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. Then I think then after that the Shahid Afridi era was there for a few years, like 3 4 years. He opened and he was aggressive.
Yeah.
After that, it has been the same story. Whoever comes in, he plays with a very slow. Fakar Zaman was good, and recently Saim Ayub has been good as well.
Sam Ayub.
But yeah,
Yes.
these two have been good, but not like someone what Brendan McCullum or Rohit Sharma does nowadays. Not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
of
but they
course,
have
of course.
been very decent. But as
I
both of
mean,
them are ruled out with injury, I think this is not surprising from Pakistan. And they chose in Imam. Imam had the worst strike rate in the World Cup of 2023 as an opener, because of which he was dropped as well. His strike rate was barely around 60 as an opening batsman
I
for
mean,
whatever games he
yes,
played.
and this is also a big concern for them. I mean, modern day opening is quite different. I mean, you need those kind of quick starts. You need to get those runs to get the advantage early on, and then push on the pressure onto the opposition. I think it's very crucial phase of the game. If you So we have that saying, right? Well begun is half done, and that's not happening for them. And Sam Ayub and Fakhar Zaman, as you rightly said, they looked in a modern direction, looked like they were going to be the keys for them. And there was the series victories that they had, I think, in South Africa and Australia. They owe a lot to Sam Ayub's opening, right? He won them games
Yeah,
single-handedly on a couple of
definitely.
occasions. So
I mean,
definitely they missed that.
in South Africa, I think he got 150 in 2 games they won, the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And in Australia, also
Yes.
one of the games they won, he got a quick fire 80 runs, maybe 80 or even
Yep.
more. So
Yep.
yeah, he was good. He was really good for them.
And they completely changed their like opening partnership. It was not good at all. I mean, it was too slow. Imam, he looked way uncomfortable. Got 10 of 26 or something like that. Again, that was completely poor cricket from him. Babar Azam looked a bit positive today. He got just 23 of 26, played one shot too many of Hardik. He got out to him. But yeah, he looked in good touch, I would say, at least compared to the previous games that he has had. But still, there is one point which is the ultra defensive mindset for Pakistan. I think that's something that cost them. Although Babar scored 23 of 26, his dot ball percentage was 70 plus. And the same goes for like Rizwan and Saud Shakil. So after losing Imam to a run out, a good throw by Akshar Patel, by the way. The
Bullseye.
partnership between yeah, the partnership between Rizwan and Saud Shakil, they in the first 20 overs, they played 80 dot balls. That is like two-thirds. Two-thirds of the game you are playing dot balls, 66.7 percentage. I mean, I think that was the game right there for me. What do you think?
Yeah, that is for sure. Because the problem with Pakistan here, I believe, is they don't do their homework or something. Because the last match also, everyone talked about the number of dot balls they faced. They got about 165 dot balls in the whatever overs they played, 45, 46, whatever overs they played against New Zealand. And which is around 60 to 65% of the balls. And again today, in the first 20 overs itself, that 10 overs of power play, you have say two-thirds of the balls are dot balls. How are you going to win? How are you going to formulate a win if you can't get past your own mistakes? If every game you make the same mistakes, the result is going to be the same. How do you expect a separate
Definitely.
result if you are performing the same mistakes again and again? That is something Pakistan and Pakistan team management has to see, and they need to find some answers to it. I mean, they just can't rotate strike. This is a problem that they already faced. They faced this issue in the home games against this, in the tri series against New Zealand, again in the first game against New Zealand, and again today. They just can't rotate strike. And kudos as well to Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya, both of them. They bowled really well in the after the first power play. Means Hardik came into bowl in the seventh over mark, I think, both Hardik and Akshar, because Shami was out of the field because of niggle, and Hardik came in and completely changed the game. He got rid of Babar
Yeah, yeah,
Azam after that run out chance came in, which Akshar Patel came up with a direct hit. Then after that, they tightened the screws completely. They just gave nothing away in the next 10 overs. First 10 overs, it was 52 for 2, and in 20 overs, the score was 82 for 2. Just brilliant bowling, I
yep.
must say. I
And
mean,
then
first 6 overs, bowling wise, it was horrific with the in aspect of discipline. I mean, 8 wides in the first 6 overs, it's like very bad, to be honest.
yep, and Indian bowlers made their corrections quite soon after that. And here, one point I wanted to make: Rohit Sharma did very good captaincy over here. At the same time, like the captaincy was very good. He rotated the bowlers while the pressure was on, and everything was perfect. There was one over where Kuldeep was scored off for two boundaries by South Shakil, and in the following over, Jadeja bowled a half tracker, which Rizwan smashed for a boundary, and then it kind of let the screws off, and like it looked like Pakistan got 17 runs in those two overs. After that, I'm a bit disappointed with Rohit Sharma here that he let go of the singles. He opened the field in just two overs. That is something which I felt was not correct. But apart from that particular phase of 5 6 overs where this happened, I think up until the next drinks break, this phase happened where we gave them easy singles and they were getting 4 5 runs and over. I mean, it was quite easy going for them, and they were not taking risks also. Again, this is the similar sort of thing that has happened in the Bangladesh game as well, which is the reason why we were not able to pick up wickets in the middle overs. So again, we dropped one or two catches also. I think Rana dropped one catch. Yeah, that was that phase. And all of this happened until the drinks break. Now, post drinks break, I mean, I'll let you take over.
Yeah.
Explain
So
what happened after that
w-
drinks break.
exactly. So what happens after the drinks break is just before the drinks break, Kuldeep of Akshar Patel's bowling, Kuldeep Yadav drops a catch at long on, and the drinks break is taken, and soon after, Sorry, in the same over, I think Akshar Patel bowled
This is
Rizwan.
post. This is the yeah. This is post the drinks break.
Yeah, Akshar Patel got rid of Rizwan, and after that, I think it was a string of wickets. Suddenly,
Pakistan
Hardik
did a
Pandya
Pakistan.
comes in. Yeah, Hardik Pandya comes in. Shah Shakil don't know what happened to him. There, he targeted the long boundary, caught in the deep comfortably by Akshar Patel, and then I think it was Salman and that guy, and again a snorter of a ball from Ravi Jadeja. Finally, we have been talking about that. This is the wicket that suits Ravi Jadeja the most. Just hit the stumps, just hit the stumps, and he was not doing it for the first 5 overs. One ball turns and takes away the middle stump. That was beautiful from Ravi Jadeja. Then after that, I think it was Aga Salman who tried to slog Kuldeep Yadav out of the park, just skied up the ball, and it was an easy catch. And that was pretty much it. Pakistan was after in, and then first ball only Shaheen Shah Afridi was trapped on front by Kuldeep. Again, there was a hat trick chance, but this time the edge was very wide of the second slip fielder. So yeah,
Yep, yep.
that's pretty much it. It means within a span of 4 or 5 overs, Pakistan lost like 4 wickets. Sorry, Pakistan lost about 6 wickets in such a quick
Yeah,
succession.
yep. And
And
then they were reduced to
how do
200
you
for
explain
7.
that? How do you explain that? I mean, for a top team or any team, how do you explain these kind of a thing?
I can explain. I have a one-liner for that. Pakistan did a Pakistan. Simple. And this is not new. This is not new. That is the point. We have been seeing it happen so many times in the past, so many times. Recall the 2023 World Cup. At one stage when the partnership was happening between Babar and Rizwan, they were what, 151 for one or something like that? And then all out.
They were like
All out
140
for
for
less than
two
4
and 178 all out, something like this.
So it's been happening from them. I mean, if you want me to explain this in cricketing terms, I obviously cannot, but I can explain this to you in this way that it's just
Yeah,
Pakistan.
but they're pretty poor, man. I mean, they don't know, they don't hit boundaries, they can't rotate the strike, they can't play attacking shots. I mean, I don't know how are they planning to win the Champions Trophy? Just saying
No,
that
they're
Saim
gone
Ayub
anyways.
and no, just saying that Saim Ayub or a Fakar Zaman. What happens if a Saim Ayub gets how what the ball that Rohit Sharma got today? Something that swings like 3 degrees at 145. You can't do much, right? The middle stump is gone before the bat comes down. What will you do
Yep.
in that case? A certain jumps, Jasprit Bumrah runs in, bowls in a toe crusher in the first ball to you, the middle stump goes cartwheeling. What are you going to do after that? What will you say to Sam Ayub?
Yep.
This is not how it's
I
a team
mean,
sport, right? You have to make plans. Every you have to play it as a team. It's a very sad state for
and I think
Pakistan cricket, to be honest.
I think they also missed a trick with that Rizwan and South Shakil partnership. I think there were two defensive batsmen at the crease, and nobody was able to get a move on. I felt introducing a Salman Agha at that point over one of them would have been a good move because he's somebody who likes tonking the ball. He's somebody who would have taken the attack to the Indian bowlers. I think that is something that they could have done to prevent this kind of a situation where there is a proper deadlock on both ends. So
I
yeah,
mean, I mean,
that's that.
South Shakil played well compared to Rizwan because
Compare,
South
of
Shakil was
course, he
always
played way
around the
better.
80, 85 strike rate. He was going around. A point came when he just got stuck against, I think, Akshar Patel or someone. He just got stuck. He could not get anything out of, excuse me,
Hmm.
anything out of it. Otherwise, South Shakil was kind of what was expected from me. He did that job. But Rizwan was horrible. At one point, he was at 20 or 49. Then he got that boundary. Then he got that boundary that you are talking about. Those two boundaries thing.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
what will you? How you are the captain of the team, and what is your planning? Okay, all the talk that pitch is slow, this and that. You know you are playing a team who is in great form and who always have had a upper hand against you in the ICC tournaments. They are a very
Yep.
strong team. They are going to come hard at you. All their batsmen are in form. You can't say no because pitch is slow. We will score 240 and our bowling is really good. Your bowling is also not clicking.
Exactly.
I don't
We'll
know.
come to their
I
bowling, but yeah, we will come to their bowling. I think let's talk about the end part. I think Khushdil played a decent innings. He got 38 odd runs, and
yeah,
Naseem
that
and
guy
Haris
tried
got
hard.
a few away.
That guy,
Naseem and
yeah,
Haris got a few runs as well, and then that took Pakistan to 240. I think Shami bowled one bad over there where he considered a couple of sixes. He was trying to bowl short. I don't know why. I should have just gone for the block hole and
because the
killed
balls
the
he
game.
bowled
But
full, they were not able to even touch it. They missed all
exactly,
of them.
exactly
Whatever
the
he
point.
bowled full,
Yes,
full, they were not able to get it. And
yes,
that is
and
bit
one
uncharacteristic of Shami,
appreciation.
actually.
Yeah, and one appreciation here we have to give, and that is to Harshit Rana. The last over that he bowled,
Beautiful.
I mean, that was tough of dreams. It was
Beautiful
absolutely
mix-ups.
beautiful.
This is the
Yep,
exact
he
same thing I
completed.
was talking about yesterday. Why we should opt for Harshit Rana on this kind of a sluggish wicket. He's hit the deck hard, he's hit the deck kind of a bowler, and he comes really good with those cutters and slower balls. Arshdeep definitely may have a wider variety of skill, but the thing is, Arshdeep will come better in conditions where it is really pacey, good pace friendly conditions where it is swinging, moving a lot in the air. Here it is not. The ball is not moving, and if you bowl full, you are going to travel the distance. That's what we see in the second innings. How Pakistan started the bowling. I mean,
Let's talk about Pakistan's bowling.
exactly.
Take it
So
away.
what happens in the first over itself? Shaheen Shah comes in. Good to see him charge back. I mean, see him charge into his run up, and he was bowling quick as well today, like in the low 140s, low mid 140s. So he bowled three Yorkers in the first over itself. So Wasim Akram was on air and he said the exact same thing. Like on this kind of a wicket, when there is not much swing on offer, you just can't bowl full balls. You have to hit the good length area a lot more. You just can't bowl full ball because full balls are easier for batsmen to hit on this kind of a wicket. You have to hit that 6 to 8 meter mark so that the batsman can't play the drives on off the front foot. And this is what they missed. They got, and I think he was the ball for Rohit Sharma was really good. I mean, it's just a matter of the
You
inches.
cannot do anything. I
National
mean,
cricket is
yeah,
just like 45, just an inch or two, the ball swings and it takes away your stumps. That was a really good ball. But he was trying it from the very first over itself. Finally, one swung through the gate.
did
Then
one.
after
Yep.
before that, it was the same story. He was bowling full, and Shubman Gill kept on driving him all across the park. Shubman Gill, I think, played 4 or 5 beautiful shots,
Oof.
really
He
beautiful
was
shots.
easy on the eye. Easy on the eye.
Yeah. Then Naseem Shah was good from the other end, I believe. Naseem Shah was bowling on the good length and taking it away from the batsman. He's a genuine outswing bowler, so he was doing well. But luck favors the brave, as we say, and we came out of the power play really good, 64 for one, which was a very good score on this wicket.
Good to
And after that, it was all India. I mean, one ball from Abrar that spins like 4.5 degrees, which got Gill's wicket, and that guy really bowled well. Entire means the entire spell. 10 overs, one
I
for
think
28.
Gill played really well. I think the first 34 runs that he had was completely chanceless. I mean, he was batting like a dream out there. Every stroke that was coming off from his bat was like pure magic and music to our ears. It was that way.
Yeah,
But after that, one over I remember from Shaheen where he got three boundaries or two boundaries. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was one ball which was like bowled on the pitched on the leg stump and it was going away, and that took an edge.
the
But he
leading edge
survived
and it
there.
went to the boundary.
Leading edge,
But that was in
yeah,
the
where
gap
he
only. That was
survived.
not
Yeah,
much. Yeah, it was a chance only, but
yeah,
it was in the gap. It went for four. Means I for that
yeah.
moment I got a deja vu moment from the 2017 final. Virat Kohli, same ball, similar kind of a bowler, and he gets a leading edge straight into Shadab Khan at point, backward point.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that
That
was the end of the game for us. So I got a
yep.
deja vu moment for a moment, but again the ball went through the gap and it went to four, it went to the boundary. So uh,
Yep. But yeah,
and
overall,
I
I would
mean
say a
Gill
good
was really
innings.
good, but again. uh, in the last means in the second 10 over means 10 to 20 mark, I think India got a bit stuck with the spinner coming in. Especially India was not able to pick Abrar, I think,
Yeah,
in the first spell at least. And Haris
I
Rauf was
told you
also
right in
bowling well.
the we
Yeah,
talked about Abrar in our preview as well, like in the previous video. Viewers can go and check that. Like Abrar was very good, man. I saw him for the first time in this New Zealand game only, the Pakistan New Zealand game, where he conceded 47 runs and just picked one wicket. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I didn't go by the stats. I looked at the way he bowled. He looked like a very good bowler to me. He was not managed very well, and thankfully, he bowled well in this game, and that shows that okay, at least I'm able to pick players decently now. But yeah,
yeah, no, he was bowling on the good lengths. Actually, he bowled in good lengths today. Not much, and he always bowls at the stumps. If you see his bowling, he doesn't give the stumps away a lot. Very
exactly.
means very
I
similar to
think
what Varun Chakravarti does.
exactly, and that is what was required on this wicket also. Like if you bowl wayward, it was going to travel the distance, as you mentioned before.
Exactly.
So that's that. And Pakistan dropped plenty of catches as usual. Their fielding was not up to the mark. They dropped, I think, I don't know, Gill was dropped or not, but there were
Two catches that dropped.
two catches they dropped. One of Iyer for sure. I remember that. But yeah, that's
Shubman
that.
Gill was dropped by Shot Sakil on 41, I think. 41 or 40
Huh,
of Haris Rauf.
huh, yeah. They didn't help their chances at all. Maybe if they had held on to those chances, things would have been different. But yeah, quite poor from them. And let's talk about the Kohli and Shreyas Iyer partnership. I felt it was kind of a mixed bag because right at the beginning of that partnership, so Rizwan did some good captaincy here. Uh, he got the basics right. As soon as Shreyas Iyer came in, he brought in Haris Rauf because he knew Shreyas Iyer has this problem with short ball. So he brought back his quickest bowler, which was Haris. And then on the other side, it was Mohammad Abrar and Khushdil Shah who were troubling Kohli. Kohli had this phase of like 13 balls he faced, of which 10 dot balls. This was against spin. So he faced 10 consecutive dot balls. So that was kind of a problem for him. But yeah, he came through that. But yeah, after a bit settling into that partnership, they did this thing where Kohli played most of Haris Rao's bowling and Shreyas Iyer was playing the spinners. So I think
Exactly.
what were
And
your thoughts about that partnership?
the most remarkable part of this partnership was when Shreyas came in, Haris came in to bowl, and it was very clear that they are going to go with the short stuff. First ball, they bowl a bouncer, and Shreyas Iyer ducks under it. Then Haris Rauf comes in with a very quick in dipper. That ball swung a mile, and somehow he got an inside edge that went to fine leg for a single. But kudos to Shreyas Iyer, he controlled his nerves, didn't play a wayward pull shot or a hook shot, and ended up skying one. Really good from him. Also, at the same time, Virat Kohli, even if he was not getting a move on after Shubman Gill's wicket, he also played it really smart because I'll tell you, Shubman Gill got out at 17.2, 17.2 or 17.3, just after the
Three,
drinks break
7 points.
resumed. Okay.
Yeah.
And India was 125 for 2 or 126 for 2 at the end of
100,
25
100 for two.
overs.
Okay,
No,
okay,
no,
okay.
20,
This way.
21 to, in the next 8 overs, we barely got 25, 26 runs. But kudos
Yeah,
to both of them, they really played that tough phase out. After that, the ball skidded on really nicely after the 25th over mark. That was really
yeah,
sensible stuff from both the senior players, Virat and Shreyas Iyer. Means Shreyas Iyer, we all know he can tongue spin at his will, but he really played smartly against Abrar, who was getting a lot of help from the surface. Virat also he was struggling somehow against the mystery spinner, but he managed it by getting some runs of the quick bowlers and then going to the other end and giving Shreyas Iyer most of the strike, as you said. Also, one more thing, what I believe is some poor captaincy again from Rizwan. When the spinner is bowling well, why have you put long on and long off both on the boundary? You are giving them easy singles down the ground. They don't have to do much. And that's what happened
yep.
after that phase. They tightened the
And
screws
I'll
for the
double
eight
down on that.
overs. They tightened the screws for this
And
8 overs, 17 to 25, and after that he opens up the field, and the game is over after that in like
yeah, yeah.
another 5 overs. India is like in 30 overs, India was 165, quick 40 runs, and the
And
game
I'll
is
double
over.
down on that. I'll double down on that and say this. When Abrar had like 3 overs still left, I don't know why he was taken off. There was no way Pakistan would have won the game except for bowling India out, right? There was
Definitely.
no chance that India plays 50 overs from that point where they need what 70, 80 runs
Yeah.
with 20 odd overs remaining. There was no way India was going to lose after playing 50 overs. So there also he missed the trick. I don't know what he was saving Abrar for. His overs. I didn't get it. Although he completed his quota after that, but there was that phase. So there were 3 over phase where Shaheen came into the attack. Kohli took him down, got 10 of that over. In the very next over, Shreyas Iyer attacks Khusdil. He gets 10 of
By
that
two
over.
boundaries.
And and how do you follow up this? What I expected is you would get Abrar and completely try to shut the game down. He brought in Salman Agha. Shreyas Iyer goes down the ground and whacks him for a massive six. And that was the game right there.
Yeah, that ended the game. I mean, the only way Pakistan could have won this game was if they treated this as a 40-over contest. Because if India plays
Absolutely.
50 overs, there is no team in the world that they can stop them from scoring 240 on this, on that too in while chasing. How are you going to stop
And
India if they
consider
play 40
and
overs?
consider the fact that we have 8 batsmen. Ravindra Jadeja, one of the finest batsmen in the world, current form barring. He is one of the finest batsmen in the world. Bats at number 8. How the hell are you going to stop India from scoring 240 if they bat 50 overs?
Exactly. That is, I think someone on air as well. I think it was Wasim Akram or Ramiz Raza, one of the Pakistani commentators only said that. Or was it Bajid Khan?
Yeah.
Anyone, one of the three. That
And
there is,
that too,
if
that
Pakistan
too,
have
that
to
too,
win this game, they have to treat it as a 40-over game.
and that too. Consider what was their fifth bowling option:
Salman
Salman Agha and Khushdil Shah.
and Coach Dilcha, yeah, correct.
Khushdil. So they completely lacked the depth. Where compare that to an India where you have 6 proper bowlers. So that was actually the gulf between two
Something
sides.
wrong with Pakistan cricket. I don't understand. There was a player named Shadab Khan, if you remember, like 2 years back. I think after the 20, I think he was there in the
Champions Trophy
T20
hero.
World Cup as well.
He
Yeah,
was the
T20
Champions
World Cup.
Trophy hero
Yeah, he was the one
2017
who took that catch of
and
Virat Kohli. That was his debut tournament.
yep,
So Shadab Khan, I mean, I'm a big fan of Shadab Khan. I'll admit. So what Shadab Khan? So Shadab Khan is kind of a dream white ball player for me. Like he bowls well. He bowls good leg spin bowling. Handy batter who can score a quick 20 ball 40, and a brilliant fielder. Brilliant fielder. I mean, the best I think Pakistan has ever as a fieldsman. He was that good, and he won them games at least in the T20 format. And he was their vice captain for in that COVID phase entirely. When Babar was the captain, he was the vice captain all throughout that time. And suddenly you have dropped him altogether. He was a handy batter at number 6 or 7, and he could bowl a few overs. If if you brought in Abrar as your main spinner, you could have played Shadab Khan as well as the second spinner. You are clearly lacking a second spinner in this. And he has got plenty of international experience now, like 8 years of international experience, which is quite good for anyone. And he's very young as well, 24, 20, 25 only, I think, he's Shadab Khan. I don't
yep.
know, something wrong with them, I believe. The selection procedure or whoever is the, whatever is the process there.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It was completely a poor display from Pakistan. Let's be quite honest about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll talk about the positives for India. I mean, Pakistan, I think they're almost done in this competition.
Yeah,
Just
Pakistan is
that
out of
tomorrow
the
you will have,
tournament.
yeah, you'll have the official confirmation also tomorrow for sure. New Zealand
Yeah,
will face Bangladesh at
definitely.
Rawalpindi, and Rawalpindi is going to be a run feast as we are all expecting, unless the
Absolutely.
pitch changes drastically something. Uh,
Nothing. Well,
yeah,
Rawalpindi, I think is the best batting wicket in the world. It's the
yeah,
best batting wicket
and
in the world. Not even in
and
Pakistan or Asia. It's the best batting wicket in the world. It is a flattest wicket on earth, Rawalpindi.
yeah. Then expecting a 400 from New Zealand tomorrow for sure.
If they bat first, there is a high chance that New Zealand going to score 400. With the kind of batting depth New Zealand have, with proper 8 batters, they can do it. Even Matt Henry can bat. Matt Henry is a capable batter. Nathan Smith also, I
Yep.
think, can tonk a few. So I don't know about William or Orke. Otherwise, the other 10 can definitely score 400. That is for sure if they bat first in Rawalpindi.
Yep, and then I think tomorrow we are going to definitely see that confirmation. Like as soon as New Zealand beat Bangladesh, it's going to be all over for Pakistan. So I think group our side is already done, right? India and New Zealand will move on. I think the last game, India versus New Zealand, is going to be the decider, as in who will finish first and who will finish second. I mean, that's also something very crucial. I think India should play some smart strategies over here. Although we should not be afraid of any team, we won't be. But let's see. Let's see what happens. We'll talk about that when we get there. So the just one more point I think in this game that we have to talk about, and that is King Kohli is back. He got 100,
Finally,
finished off
he
the
got
game with a boundary, and he finished the game off with a boundary of a spinner,
left arm spinner. More
left arm
importantly,
spinner. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But let's try to break down his innings a bit. As I mentioned, there was that phase where he played 13 balls, and out of which 10 were dot balls against spin. He did struggle against spin. Let's not. There's no two ways about it. Okay, there's nothing to hide. Anybody can just go and check the stats. Apart from that last boundary that he hit, or the winning runs basically to get to his 100, there were no boundaries against spin. There were plenty of dot balls. But with pace, he batted really well today. You know, it was a typical Virat Kohli innings, I would say, against pace. He maneuvered the balls very well. He got the boundaries as and when were needed. From an inning standpoint of view, overall inning standpoint of view, it was a brilliant 100. Nothing to take away from that. But if you go into the nitty gritties and check what happened actually in what phase of the game, then this is the one point that we have to talk about, and that is against spin. There is a glaring weakness, and I think he has to, kind of work around that for now. That is the absolute truth, guys.
yeah, I think when the game started in the first over, when he was facing Haris Rauf, means Haris Rauf's first over, there was a wide one, and that was a ball to be cut. It was on the 6-7 stump line, and I don't know why he tried to pull it. It caught the bottom of the bat and flew to third man. I thought, gone man. But luckily, Nasim Shah was not able to judge, or he could not reach the ball only. Then I thought,
Mm.
okay, why aren't you bringing out the cut shot? This is the perfect ball to cut. This is the ball you want for a cut shot, like chest high, wide outside off. You just need to guide it or smash it, however you like. Then after that, there were like 2-3 overs patch from Abrar and I think Haris Rauf only.
Khusdil.
He looked very really troubled against Abrar, as you said at that point of time.
Yeah.
Means a ball snuck through his pads, almost hit the stumps, but for it, means they got 2 runs of it, and all those kind of things happened in those overs. And after that, Gill got out. So during that phase, means from the 10th over mark till Gill got out, he was looked really horrible against spin. When Shreyas Iyer came in, then after that he kind of settled because he got those runs, as you said, that he took most of
He
the strike
rotated
against.
the strike. That was also
He
good.
took most. Once the runs start flowing for him, then he started looking comfortable against spin as well. At least he was able to take those singles, which he
Yeah.
always does. That's his trademark, right? So that
Yeah.
is something to look forward to. That means
Yeah.
it's the same thing as we see. If he is getting those runs, then he can score runs against anyone. If he likes to feel the ball on the bat.
And like I said in the previous video, like the more he bats, the better it is for him.
Exactly.
I mean, it's up to him. I mean, who am I to say that somebody should not take a break from their sport or their job? It's a job at the end of the day, right? So, who am I to say that they should not take break? But this is something that I've observed for Virat Kohli. The more he plays, the better he is in a good headspace, and the better he plays. So
I mean,
that's the thing.
now,
And one other thing regarding that century part, there is going to be a lot of controversy. I'll try to put this as best as possible. So I am a Virat Kohli fan, and you know this, Pratik, right? You have to vouch for me.
We
But
all
I
are.
didn't like
There is
the one part. I didn't like
no
the one
denying.
part towards the end where there were around 50-55 runs left. I wanted Virat to get a century. Virat needed some 25 odd runs out of
30
those
runs.
55
30
to get
runs. He
30.
was
Okay,
he was on
something
71
like
and Shreyas was on 40 something.
29 then. Okay, he needed just a few. Half of the runs were needed for him, and at that point the game was done. What I expected from him is that we would see a sense of urgency. That okay, now I'm going to take the attack to the bowlers, and now I'm going to finish this game off as soon as possible. No, I'm not talking about net run rate. We don't need that here. But what I'm talking about is don't look at it from a single game perspective. From a single game perspective, this one only, if you see, then of course it's a great innings. But you have to look at the larger picture also, right? The larger picture being how we want to bat in this tournament and where will we get. So there is no practice as match practice, right? At that point, what I wanted to see is, let's say Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer visualize that we have 5 overs and we are going to get 55 runs on this wicket against this
Exactly
bowling
the
attack.
same.
So
I
that
also
is,
thought exactly the same thing
yeah,
because at 35th over mark, because 34th over they took the drinks break, and at that point they needed 55 runs. Exactly this point of the game. So what happens is I also think that 5-6 overs and we will be done by the end of the 40 over because both of them are set now. Shreyas is also seeing the ball very well. He's around his 50 and Virat just needs 30 runs to get his 100. I think they will show some urgency and they will finish the game around the 40th over mark. But that sense of urgency didn't come from from Virat. That is kind of a concern because and he got his 100. I loved the 100. I loved the shot that he got to get to the 100. But I'll again bring back a memory here. This is the game at Dharamshala against New Zealand in the 2023 World Cup. So in the game, he got 95 of 104 balls, and like 8 runs were needed in like 20-25 balls, and he was caught in two minds for a long time. Like from 87 to 95, he was caught in two minds whether I go for the boundary or whether I keep on rotating the strike with Jadeja. So and one shot he hits in the air and gets caught in mid wicket by Trent Bolt or off Trent Bolt. So that is something, and he could not get 100. And after that, he scored 2 or 3 hundreds in the World Cup. No, he just got 100 in the previous game in Bangladesh, and then in
and
100 against South Africa, then again in the semi-final against New Zealand, he got another 100. But
yes.
that game again, it was a similar kind of situation. They were chasing, just 8 runs were required, and you needed five, and you were caught in two minds whether I should hit or not hit. It's a half-hearted shot. It didn't go well with the shot, and the ball just skies up into the air and gets caught like 20 meters in from the boundary.
Yep. And
So
in that situation, what I wanted to see, the 100 that you talked about just before the Dharamshala innings, the one that we went to the stadium to watch,
yeah, Pune,
the Pune 100
Pune.
against Bangladesh.
Yeah,
So in
yeah.
that game, it was a similar sort of situation. You needed 30-40 runs. There he went aggressive. He didn't give KL the strike. And at that point, we all of us were shocked in that stadium, and we were surprised with awe. It was not a negative sentiment in the crowd. We wanted to get 100. We wanted him to get 100, and that was good because he took the charge on him that KL, you stay on the other end. Now it's my time. I'm going to finish off this game. I'm going to get my 100. So that was a dominant kind of an innings from him towards that end phase, which is exactly what I wanted to see here. But what we got here was kind of a different Virat Kohli. Like he was still getting those singles and everything.
He calculated
And
a
this is
lot
the
to
sad
get
part.
to that. He calculated a lot
The
to
sad
get
part, the sad part for me was we did see that urgency, but only in that 1-2 overs. That was after Hardik Pandya got some runs, and it made the equation much more difficult for Virat. I mean,
yeah.
people would criticize Hardik for that shot. I mean, but I was like, why would you criticize Hardik for that shot? Because Virat had
He's
a
like,
lot of opportunity before that also to get the 100, right? He had a lot
see,
of opportunity before that. That's where I was disappointed.
see, anyone who is going, so people must understand is anyone who is going to bat out into the middle is going to go for runs. That's his job. Why will you criticize a Hardik Pandya for Virat Kohli not getting 100? Hardik Pandya is out there to do his job. If he gets a ball in the slot, why won't he hit it? He's also there to perform,
Yep.
right? And another thing is, sorry, I forgot. You continue.
Yeah, that's the part, right? It's not a criticism. Of course, it's not a criticism because again, like I said, the innings in isolation for this match, it was an excellent innings, and I think it would be ranked as one of the best innings we've ever seen in a Champions Trophy in that echelon. Okay, but look at the bigger picture. This is not the final. If this was the final of the Champions Trophy, and I would have not even taken out this point. Right? It's just the second game. We have a long way to go. We have New Zealand in the next game, then we have a semi-final, then we have a final. You have to look at it from a bigger picture lens, right? From that
Mhm.
lens, what I wanted to see is some kind of aggression from India, an authoritarian finish, and what better chance than a game which is done 55, five
Exactly.
overs, smash and win. That's the kind of
Exactly.
display that I wanted to see. But yeah,
Yeah. All in all, I'd say is in the grander scheme of things, this 100 was required because we
oh,
really
the
needed Virat to
absolutely.
click. We really needed Virat to click with the aspect of to win the tournament because it was necessary for Virat to get the big runs because as you say, he's a confidence player, right? If he's getting those big runs, he will rush his way back to form. So
Yep.
I think it was needed on his part to get that milestone here today in today's game,
Yeah.
especially against Pakistan, such a big match, big stage is set, and he got out pretty cheaply in the last five ODIs, only 150 I think against England in the last ODI. Sri Lanka three series, I don't think he got many runs. Then again, first match against England, he got out for five in Cuttack, 50, 51 or something against England in the Ahmedabad, and then again 22 in the last game. So it was a lean run of form after the 23 World Cup, stellar 23 World Cup. Six games, he barely got any runs. So it was really
Yeah.
needed on his part to get his confidence and mojo back. In that aspect,
Yeah.
this
I think.
100 is and any kind of means whatever
Yeah.
approach you took is justified. If I look into
Yeah.
the things in that aspect, but what you were saying
Yeah.
also
I think that could be. Yes. Yes. The point that I made, I think the only difference for that would be what you mentioned, that he lacked a bit of confidence, and it's always good to get that 100 under the belt. I mean, I understand that, but yeah, the point made. So yeah, moving on. I think it's a good thing that all our top four have got a good hit. Virat Kohli mentioned this in the post-match press conference as well. He was the man of the match for this game. So there also he mentioned this point that all of us have got some kind of hit out in the middle. So that also helps with the confidence. Uh, yeah, middle order still haven't been exposed. Hopefully, it doesn't get exposed at all, and we pass through this tournament without iota of doubt on our batting lineup. That's my only
and
hope.
that
And
issue
yeah,
will come means the problem with what we had is middle order exposure thing is if the ball is swinging, but currently there is in Dubai there is no swing at all. If Wasim Akram is saying on air that there is no swing, I don't think we need to listen to anyone else in the world. If the Sultan of Swing is saying that,
yeah, and we hope that continues to be the case. And New Zealand bowlers, I think apart from let's do a bit of short preview also for the New Zealand game. I think William O'Rourke, that guy, is somebody that is going to trouble us because he just doesn't rely on swing. He has that hit the deck kind of a what do we call it? He has that hit the deck kind of ability which can trouble the batters. Also, Matt Henry, perennial rival for us. 2019 World Cup, we talk about
the
Trent Bolt. Of course, Trent Bolt troubled us, but the main recurring chief was Matt Henry.
see the thing is against New Zealand, what I have seen against New Zealand is New Zealand is very good with their plan A. If you see their plan A, they will keep bowling those good length balls time and time again for a long periods of time. So they don't deter from the
Yeah,
lengths. Even if the batter is attacking them, they don't deter from the lengths. Even in the two games in the World Cup, if you see 2023, Rohit Sharma tore apart Trent Bolt. In the Dharamshala game, Rohit Sharma tore apart Trent Bolt. But somehow they bowled really well. They bowled the short stuff to Shreyas Iyer. They kept Virat Kohli kind of, you can say, stuck to one end. They got rid of Shubman Gill with a very poor shot. I think it was caught at third man playing a uppercut when the fielder was out there. He was looking really good and he got out playing a very poor shot. They bowled to their plans beautifully. And Dharamshala, as we
Yep.
know, we clearly know that Dharamshala is the wicket where we will never want to face someone like a New Zealand, because it's kind of their forte. You are playing in Napier only. You are asking to
Yep.
play against New Zealand in Napier only. So there also they bowled really well. Kudos to Ravi Jadeja because he came in at like we needed some 60, 70 runs when Ravi Jadeja came out to bat, and he held one end
Yep.
together with Virat Kohli when he got those runs. And he also Ravi also got I think
Good innings.
40,
30,
30 35,
35
40
runs.
runs. 35, 40 runs he has as well as he got as well. So that's the thing. But New Zealand had us on the edge of our seats. Again, in the semi-final, Shreyas had completely destroyed them. Otherwise, if it would have been a 340 or 350 game, maybe what Australia did to England yesterday, that could have been our story at Wankhede in 2023 World Cup. Because New Zealand was going all
Yep.
guns blazing till the 35th over, if you remember. So
Yep. Yep.
all
Quite
in all,
possible.
New Zealand bowl really well. Whatever bowling plan they come in, unless someone like a Shreyas Iyer or a Maxwell just comes and destroys them. That's the only way out to play against New Zealand. There you need one batsman who completely needs to smash them out of the game. Otherwise, New Zealand
Yep.
will
And Rohit
keep
Sharma.
bowling consistently with those. Yeah, Rohit Sharma as well as Shreyas Iyer. In this, these
Racing.
were the two main heroes in both the games. Means first game Rohit Sharma, then second game Shreyas Iyer.
Yep. Yep. I think it's going to be an interesting contest, and I think we can wrap our video with this, or do you want to talk about any other points?
I think this week is going to be a lot of fun because there are I think two or three games are at
Australia,
Rawalpindi and
South
Lahore.
Africa.
South Africa, Australia
Australia,
at
South Africa.
Lahore. Sorry, Rawalpindi. Then we have England versus Afghanistan in Lahore, and I think one more game, Australia versus Afghanistan, is also at Rawalpindi. I think let's check once, but it's going to be all fun. That's for
It's
sure.
going to be fun. And I think round two has just begun. The first game of round two was India versus Pakistan. I think
Exactly.
in the next three games, all the other teams would be in action. We will try to make another video at the end of round two and then see what's the status
So South
of
Africa
all the
versus
teams.
England is at Karachi. So South Africa has to beat Australia,
Again,
I
it's
believe.
going to be a good game. Good game. It's going
South
to be a good
Africa,
game.
South Africa has to get because this is the best chance they have against Australia. In any tournament, they are going to face Australia. This is the weakest
Yep.
bowling lineup in I think in like 20-25 years that Australia come in an ICC tournament.
And Australia has been a boogie team for them. Australia has knocked them out in the 2023 World Cup, in the 2007 World Cup, in the 2015, of course, New Zealand knocked them out. In the 99, that World Cup.
Yeah, yeah. Australia has been a
Catch.
thorn in their eyes for a long time now.
Yep.
So this is their moment. I think this is the best chance for South Africa to do something. I think Klassen
Yep.
will be back
Yep.
by the Tuesday game, and we'll see the best of South Africa.
Yep. Yep. So we'll see you in the next video. And if you like our content, please consider subscribing to our channel, share it with your friends, and yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let us also know any topics that you want us to cover and you want us to make videos on. We definitely will be taking that into consideration and try to come up with more and more videos for you guys. So appreciate all the love and support. We'll see you in the next video. Up until then, ciao.